Incoming! Take cover! Flank left! Move! Tanks ahead! Need your left now! Covering fire!
I still remember the morning we arrived in Jerafi like it was yesterday. The sky was bruised with smoke, and the sound of distant explosions rattled our bones even before we touched the ground. Our battalion, all 32 of us, had been deployed here to bring peace, to calm the chaos that had swallowed this jungle. But the moment we drove in, we knew peace was a lie here. Tanks rumbled in the distance. Helicopters sliced the sky like angry birds of steel, and somewhere, someone screamed. That was our welcome. Our orders were clear. Sergeant Magaya backed them with the authority only a man who had seen too many funerals could carry. "Corporal, you're on first watch," he said, eyes sharp, scanning the horizon. "Make sure the perimeter is secure. I want to see nothing. Nothing will get past you." I was with Corporal Tendai, and he muttered under his breath as he checked our position. "Vanogara vachiti isu, always us. Koseiji chinzi isu tigarire pano tisitichafa." His voice carried both anger and exhaustion. "They always want to send us, always, always." I tried not to laugh, but the tension in the air made it impossible. A sniper whistled somewhere above the treetops, and Tendai cast again, louder this time. "Fing hell! Who writes these Fing orders? Who?" We moved carefully, crouching behind fallen logs, the thick jungle pressing against us like it had a heartbeat of its own. Every rustle, every snap of a twig felt like a warning. I kept thinking of home, of my mother's hands and the smell of her cooking, but the jungle didn't care. It swallowed everything and everyone. Hours passed. Tendai kept complaining, swearing at the invisible forces that had put us here. "Vanu vasinga ziwi chino, they think we are toys," he spat, kicking a rock that bounced and vanished into the undergrowth. One of the younger soldiers, Moyo, flinched every time he heard the cursing. I couldn't blame him. Some of us were hardened, but there's always a line. At sunset, the sergeant came around, inspecting our perimeter. "Everything secure?" he asked. I nodded, though my palms were slick with sweat. Tendai, of course, had a choice word for the sergeant. Sergeant, but you still send us like chickens into fire, eh?" "Watch your mouth, Tendai. This isn't home. One wrong move and you'll see the jungle claim you faster than your own mother." Night fell, and the jungle became alive with its own twisted rhythm. Crickets, distant gunfire, screams, and the occasional roar of an engine. The battalion huddled in the clearing, trying to keep warm, trying to remember why we had come here. Peace, ridiculous. Then the attack came. It was sudden, brutal. Explosions threw dirt and leaves in every direction, and the sound of bullets made my ears ring. I remember Tendai shouting, "Hamba konekaya! Run! Run!" in a voice so desperate it shook me to my core. We fought back, but the jungle was an enemy in itself. Every tree, every shadow could hide a shooter, a trap. I saw soldiers fall, friends I had laughed with just that morning, torn apart by chaos. Moyo screamed when a sniper's bullet struck the tree beside him. "Mbuya vangu!" he shouted. I grabbed him and dragged him to cover, but there was no time to mourn, no time to breathe, only survival. We moved in small groups, covering each other, hearts pounding, praying in Shona and Ndebele. "Giapila, tikwanise," I whispered to myself, the words tasting bitter. We survived the night, but barely. By dawn, our battalion had been cut in half. The jungle was littered with bodies, and the stench of blood mixed with rain-soaked earth. Somehow, I made it to the extraction point with Tendai and Moyo. The sergeant's voice came over the radio. "If you're alive, report. Repeat, report." We did. Relief and grief collided. Most of our brothers weren't coming home. Most of our laughter, our shared stories, was swallowed by Jerafi. I still see their faces when I close my eyes, their last words, their curses, their courage, and I remember the jungle, indifferent, cruel, and alive. I survived to tell this story not because I was brave, but because luck, skill, and sheer stubbornness carried me. Jerafi took everything from us, but it could not take the memory. The last battalion is gone, but I remain, to speak, to remember, and to warn anyone who thinks peace comes easy. In war, the jungle listens, but it does not forgive.